Hey Cancers, how are you doing today? Thanks for joining me on my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so excited to have all you crabby friends with me today. And I mean crabby in the most endearing way. I love you Cancers. So we are going to do a general message for the sign of Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, really whatever you want to check for the month of May. These are general messages. So not everything is going to resonate, as you guys well know. So only take things that seem to be going along with your story, things that that fit in your scenario now. And I always say it's kind of like a film. You want to walk away thinking about it. So if not everything clicks at first, that's totally normal. Very rarely does the entire story fit your situation. If it does, fantastic. But sorry for the airplanes. But give it some time, let it marinate a little bit. And if it's not your story, it's not your story, right? That's totally cool. Check Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in other videos to get additional messages. These monthly ones tend to be a little bit longer, more kind of in the 40-minute range. So if you're looking sort of for the fast, quick messages, I would suggest checking your love reading or your finance and career reading. Those tend to be more like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Anyway, what else do you need to know? Everything is going to be written in the comment box below. The cards I'm using, what I'm doing, all that good stuff. So check the comment box below, and I think we're just going to jump into it for Cancer. What can we get for the month of May for the Cancerian folk out there? And this channel's new, so please do like, share, subscribe if you want to see more. I would appreciate your support. What else? That's it. We're gonna do it. Messages for Cancer. Messages for Cancer. Messages for Cancer. I got out of the shower like 20 minutes ago, so my hair is soaking wet, so I'm sure that's going to look real good on camera, but I was so excited to do these videos, I didn't want to wait any longer, so for the crabby folk, what else can we get for Cancer? For Cancer for the month of May, there we go, got some poppers, ooh, got a lot of poppers, all right, those four came out together, we'll see if we can get anything else for Cancer that they need to know in the month of May. Cancerians, this one wants to come out. Happy Taurus season. Happy Taurus season to you all. I'm excited. The weather's nice. It feels like springtime. People are in good moods. The energy around is good. I think it's going to be a good May. For Cancer, 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Can we get 2 more cards for Cancer? Yep, we did. Thanks. All right, so... Ooh, hello. Hello, sir or madam. Bottom of the deck is the Lover's card, Gemini energy. Frequently deals with who or what we love, right? I know we always kind of hope it's a person, but we'll see. We'll find out what we get here. So we are going to go over all of these with you watchers out there. And cross watchers are welcome, always, always. For the beautiful Cancers. All right, cool. Got some good ones. So aside from your first card, which is the Tower, all your cards seem very encouraging. We'll see what we can pull off of them. But so this is your past. In your past, you have the Tower, you have the Ace of Swords, and you have the Hanged Man. So the Tower, we all know, it's kind of the card a lot of people fear, depending on who you are. The thing with the Tower, you don't always have the realization at the time. It is a card that brings in necessary change. It's the universe assisting us in change and growth because we weren't able to do it completely on our own. So it's almost like, metaphorically, like an earthquake or a whirlwind or, what is the swirly thing? I'm missing my words. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Wizard of Oz, whatever that is. Anyway. That's what the Tower is. It's something from the universe. It's something bigger than our own personal doing, and it sweeps everything aside. It's almost like if there's a beautiful field of crops, everything gets demolished because the soil we were using it was like toxic. There was something there that whatever was growing out of it, or nothing was growing out of it, or whatever was growing out, it was tainted. There was something negative that was going on, and it needed to be demolished, right? It needed to be completely gotten rid of so that we could rebuild. So we could dig up all the shit that's going on in the soil, you know, add new stuff, add some nutrients, do this, do that, like love, tender love and care, right? In our metaphoric garden here, you being that Cancer. for regrowth. All right, that's what the Tower is. A lot of times there is a lot of hard emotions involved there. It's not always the funnest thing to experience, but more often than not with time, and especially with cancers, it's probably a great amount of time, you will be able to look back and understand why that Tower came in, why that Tower needed to happen, what positive change it did bring about, even though at the time it may have felt really crappy and uncomfortable and pain. A lot of times there can be a lot of pain there. So you have the Tower followed by, this is all in your past, the Ace of Swords. So aces are generally good. It's the beginning of something new that starts with us. And swords have to do with air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Things of the mind, new ideas, new insights, which is probably what this is. Sometimes it can be new communication, but I'm not getting that so much because it goes right into hangman energy. And I'm thinking this is you, Cancer. I think there was some sort of revelation that happens. And what's interesting is like this Tower happened and it goes right into this new revelation. So, and I'm not at all minimizing how severe and serious this Tower was, but it's almost like the effect of that thing coming in to destroy whatever it was in your life that needed change. You saw the lesson in it actually quite quickly. It may have been something that was brewing for a very long time, and again, it was something maybe you wanted to change, or it could have been you just being very unhappy for a long period of time, but kind of feeling stuck or complacent, almost like Four of Cups energy. It's like what you have is fine, but it's meh, and you were settling, actually, is what I'm getting. So it's like the universe was like, no, Cancer, like you're destined for something greater, so if you refuse to see that, I'm gonna come in and shake things up so that you can go after your destiny. Because between the Ace of Swords, new idea, new thoughts, it could be like new downloads from universe. It's how your mind understands, how you comprehend things. I always notice with the Hangman, this crown of illumination, this sunlight, something being literally illuminated. Light is shed upon something. And again, it's around your headspace. Something new. You needed to see things with the Hangman in a new perspective, right? And this card does indicate the idea of a delay, but it's a necessary delay. It's self-imposed rest, because whatever this was, you're not ready to run out there and make the changes. It's like you need time to think about it and to really look at things from a different perspective. And frequently this does end up being similar to the Hermit, like a journey of self, because it's something, especially in this scenario, whatever it is for you, Cancer, it's something you had to do alone. So the way you're looking at things now and really understanding, gaining, stability, right? His legs always make the four. Fours talk about stability and steady foundations. You're looking to rebuild that steady foundation from whatever it was that was destroyed. But when you're in Hangman mode, you're upside down. The way you're seeing the world is completely different from the rest of the way the world sees it when they're upright, right? So it's this, I always love that metaphor, because you're in this mode of illumination, what's being brought to the surface. And generally speaking, that's always a very good thing, right? When you're really assessing things and looking at what new knowledge can I gain, what lessons can I learn here? This could be a lesson. Sometimes this puts you in the position of being a bit of an outcast, or again, like a hermit, because you're not, I just want to say, you're not swallowing the bullshit of everyday life that people who, like other people who are complacent and are just kind of stuck in whatever, this zone of just everyday, Monday through Friday, this, and this. Something severe happened enough where you need to step back and really look at what's important in life. What sacrifices need to be made. And so as I was saying, sometimes that does put you in the position of being the outsider. And it's not a huge, like, it's not like your friends casted you out from the group. It's not that. It's more, you know what it is? It's internal. You feel like, it might be like people you always get along with and love to go out with. It's like you're with them and you hear the conversations they're having and like you just don't relate to it anymore. Or they all have this opinion of, something that happened, whatever, at work, this, that. And it's like in your head, you're like, I actually don't see it that way. Like, I actually think, you know, so-and-so was in the wrong and that person was right. But you don't necessarily say it because it's internal, but your ideas are clashing with what's around you because you're looking at things from a new perspective, okay? Do we need to clarify anything in the past here? I'm going to clarify the Ace of Swords. The Tower moment is going to be different for all of you. It could be the ending of a relationship. It could be being fired from a job. It could be, and I'm not predicting this, right? This is the past. So whatever it is, it's happened already, and it was significant. There was a lesson to be learned here. I'm just giving examples. Tower moments are big things. They're not just like, ouch, I stubbed my toe. Or it's like, it wouldn't be a breakup with someone who you were just like, I wasn't feeling it. That's not a tower moment. You'll know what the tower moment was. It feels like you're being thrown out of a building, right? All right. What is this Ace of Swords for Cancer, please? What is the Ace of Swords about for Cancer in this reading? Please clarify the Ace of Swords. What do we need to know about the Ace of Swords? Okay, you got 2 cards. The Queen of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. Okay. I feel a sense of loss or disappointment or defeat with this Queen of Pentacles. I'm reading these intuitively. I'm not going off of all of the traditional meanings because I think we know those. I take those into consideration, but there's something about this depiction of the Queen of Pentacles. There's a sadness. There's something very sobering, very somber about this pentacle she's holding in her lap. Because I was saying that this speaks of something that could have been building up for I want to say decades, for years, for a long time, and it finally came crashing down. I don't actually know if it impacted your finances because you're still coming up as the Queen of Pentacles. But there's a sadness. Like, she holds this pentacle in her lap, and it's almost like whatever she had spent her, I want to say her life growing, up until now, right? Doesn't matter what age you are, but up until now, there's something you had been nurturing for a very long time. You're in queen energy regarding this item, this project, potentially this person. And something was severed with it, with the Tower. Something was taken away from this Queen of Pentacles. And I'm not trying to be insensitive when I say this, but you're okay, Cancer. Whether you know it or not, like, you're okay. Everything in your environment surrounding you after this Tower moment, it's still lush and green and beautiful. Things can continue to grow. But because it's clarifying the mind, essentially, it was more of a devastation internally, in the way you think, which would make sense that it goes into Hangman energy. This Tower moment completely changed the way you see and view things. It changed your perspective. And it gave you pause. There was time needed to recuperate and think things through, because the progress you had made up until now, something about it changed or was severed. And so you were left waiting, which is what I'm getting with this 3 of Wands. It's the waiting for your ships to come in. Now, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Wand energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Not super important. You have the card of Pisces. The Tower, I always go back and forth. I feel like the Tower is Scorpio, but there's definitely another sign associated with the Tower. I'll have to write it in the comments. Ooh. But yeah, the waiting for your ships to come in, it's like you need a new game plan. It's almost like in this 2 of Wands energy, you set off down this path, and it may have been a path you've been on for a very, very long time. And then all of a sudden something came in and completely changed your idea, your perspective. And now you're assessing, okay, where can I take this? This card speaks to what's coming into you, though, now. There isn't a desire, at least in the past, to go after anything. It may have just been a need to sit and process this lesson. Oh my gosh, I'm already at 14 minutes. Okay, let's move on from the past, because you have a lot of good stuff coming up in the future and the present, but I'll keep that in mind as we move on. I want to harp on that still, but it's ultimately we need to move on. Okay, so in your present, You have two beautiful, glowing, bright, sunshine cards. You have Strength and the Magician. See how bright and beautiful those are? Like, they feel good just looking at them. It's such a different dynamic than that. There are very few black cards in the tarot decks. You know the Tower is some serious shit when you see that, right? So, Strength. Yeah. Whatever this Tower was, it required you to gain back your confidence, gain back your literal strength. Strength always speaks to internal balance, though. So it's not only how you act and present yourself to others that shows your strength of character. It's what you're doing, the internal work to process things so that there's a steady balance. And I say that because this woman is so even-tempered, right? So skillfully, her energy is just even. That she can reach out and touch a lion, and that lion isn't gonna come back and snap at her. She's instantly able to tame a lion, right? Card of Leo. Another fire sign. Interestingly enough, both these characters wear their infinity crown, right? It does speak to alchemy, to the magician energy, people who are very powerful and are great manifestors. That's what the magician is. The magician has all the tools in front of him he needs to build, and in this case I'm going to say rebuild. Whatever this Tower moment is that came in, that, you know, changed your life. How I was saying, you're still surrounded by green, lush things. Rebuilding isn't actually going to be that hard. It's more the mental, psychological rebuilding of the damage that was done here. You might be waiting for something to come back to you. That just clicked for me. If this Tower moment took something away that was very near and dear to you, the Three of Wands could be, could be not giving up hope that someday this thing will still be yours, Cancer. Okay, this just came to my head. I said this in somebody else's video a few weeks back. I honestly don't remember who it was, but it's that metaphor of if you love something, set it free, and if it doesn't return to you, it was never yours to begin with. You weren't able to set this thing free, and for some reason you needed distance from whatever this person or thing or, you know, fill in the blank was. So that's why the Tower moment came in, Cancer. It came in because you couldn't part ways with this, and there was a reason that you needed to sever ties to grow individually from this person, to gain a new perspective, to be illuminated to new things, to new paths that you're supposed to go down. But I think this is understanding that you're going to be okay. You need to rebuild on your own, though. But there's still there's a small a small shred of hope that whatever the Tower took away in some way, whether it's the same thing or something different, the same person or someone else, something is going to be returned to you to fill the gap of what was lost. That just clicked for me. The thing is, you have all the tools you need to rebuild from this. With the Magician, Cancers are incredible manifestors, right? They're some of the best manifestors out there. So this speaks to coming into your own power, realizing just like what a mother effing badass you are. If there's any self-doubt, if this Tower moment knocked your confidence, or you know what this is? This Tower moment could have come in to show you your power. In fact, actually, I think that's exactly what it was. This Queen of Pentacles, although she's a queen, the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth. She works very hard at what she does. And, you know, Pentacles are money frequently, right? She knows her worth. I'm just getting from how this fell. You were a Queen of Pentacles, but you didn't realize it. You had all this, this value that was not fully realized yet. Mind, right? The mind, the brain, fully realized. That's exactly what that was. This Tower moment came along to bring you into your power, to show you how strong you are, to show you what kind of things you can get through, and to also, it's like, how do you step up on stage and realize, like, there's something about you are important to other people, Cancer. I don't know why, I'm just getting a vision of you stepping on stage and there are masses, like audience members, like cheering or clapping, or if not that, they're here to listen to you speak. There's something very important about whatever this magician mode you're coming into, the way he's raising this up and getting everybody's attention. It's as above, so below. He's channeling messages from spirit and bringing them to the earthly realm, right? But that's what I mean. You've been illuminated to something that not everybody else, like in the world, has. And I'm not saying you're the only one, Cancer, but it's like you were picked. I'm getting you were heaven sent to make changes in like the earthly realm. It's like you have a mission. This sort of reminds me of Scorpio's reading a little bit. You have a mission to do good, maybe to heal, to do some sort of healing power, or okay, it could be that like magician kind of some sort of spiritual guidance, spiritual healing. You may be some sort of leader in, you may be like a guidance counselor, like helping people, helping other people find their strength. This also kind of speaks of celebrity to me a little bit. Now, the magician can sometimes be the trickster, so you have to be careful once you find your own personal strength and confidence, what you do with that, what you manifest. But because of that idea of like, you know, you on stage in the auditorium, you might be launching yourself into some sort of career where you are in the front, in the eye of the public. I don't know if you're a musician or an actor or, I don't know, like a stand-up comedian. But there is something about, it's more than just creation, it's expression. So it could be something in the arts. But yeah, you might be doing like stand-up comedy, and the stand-up comedy you do, it comes from a place of wanting to heal people, to make obviously to make them feel good, right? Like laughter is the best medicine, they say. But there's something to that, Cancer. So that, you know, that'll only hit home for a few of you, but, and again, this is depicted with like this beautiful garden. You're starting, even though it was always there, you didn't realize how lush and abundant and fruitful this land was. And I'm saying land, but it's your surroundings, Cancer, what you could grow, what you could become. And like, it's blossoming all around you now with all this vegetation, this fruit, these flowers. Center of your spread, center card is the 5 of Swords. So again, Aries, I'm not Aries, every time I do that. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, air energy. Thoughts, the mind. This is a temptation to look back in the past because we're not totally satisfied with what went down. Sometimes, or I shouldn't say sometimes, frequently we look at this character, we think, well, he's shady. Look, like he did these people wrong. He left them sad and crying, and now he's running away with the swords, and he's kind of smug. There's this self-satisfaction thing going on of like, but the thing is, this is like a petty conflict that escalated. It's only a 5. It speaks of imbalance. Something happened, and it, you know, there were some hurt feelings involved, but it wasn't, especially in your spread, Cancer. I'm not getting that. What I'm getting here for you is you're still trying to move on from the past. Whatever was taken from you, you have come into your power. You've had this, it could be like just a seed of an idea right now of what you're going to do with this lesson that you learned, this new idea that you've been illuminated to. And I think it has to do with your life. His yellow crown, right? This idea, it's like now you're bringing this idea into the reality, essentially. But you're lingering on the past still. You can't totally tear yourself away from, I think it's from this, whatever you're waiting to return to you. Yeah. Clarified by Temperance. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. In fact, Sagittarius I think they had the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy. I just did them last night, right before yours. So possible. If not a relationship, and it could be I always think with Temperance, she's, you know, the cups are back and forth. It's the angel Michael love, right? Who we love, who we give our cup to. It could just be, oh, okay. You may have lost somebody, Cancer. and I'm saying that because heaven, right? The angel wings. You may have lost someone who meant a lot to you, who you really loved. And so in that case, it's not so much that you're waiting for them to come back if they've moved on, right? If they've passed, what I'm saying. But you might be waiting to hear from them in some sort of like sign or message. Because this is what you can't quite move on from, temperance. Now, temperance speaks to, similar to Leo, balancing, but it's balancing the heart and the head, balancing what you love and the reality of the situation. And that does sort of remind me, too, of needing to let somebody go who is no longer with you, right? Yeah, actually, I feel it in my heart. It feels heavy, Cancer. So understandably, yeah, you wouldn't be able to move on from the past all that quickly. And it's shown with swords here, meaning the mind. I think it's weighing heavily on your mind, but there's also a huge amount of water in the background, right? There's like a whole ocean or lake there. And so, I mean, to me, that does speak to emotions, to love. It's calm waters, again, like the passing of something. It's not rocky. It's not having like a mental breakdown over it. It's just like, how do I want to say this? It's like there's peace now that they've passed, but it still weighs heavy on your heart and your mind. Ooh, I feel it. And even like the gray clouds, the gray sky, there is still clouds overhead for you, Cancer. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, but that would make a lot of sense that you were trying to go into, it does feel like career or some sort of service where you are trying to help people gather their own strength, find their own power. Yeah, because something was taken from you, Cancer. And in that case, I mean, when we think about death and losing loved ones, if it is that for some of you, not all of you, in terms of tower moment, that had nothing to do with you, right? The tower moment doesn't come to take people from your life because you couldn't remove them, in a sense of moving on to another spiritual realm, right? You're with me there? That was more in reference to if you were in an abusive relationship, if you were with somebody who is keeping you in a toxic environment, that's when the tower would come in. The tower moments come in to serve us, as I was saying, but it doesn't always feel good at the time. So, all right. So yeah, there's something about this angel, this temperance. It could be healing, that you still don't feel like you've healed from it. That's what this could be as well. But it's looking back. He's looking back into the past from actions that have already been done. And it's this decision, right? He has the Two of Swords on his shoulder. So that speaks to me of making the decision. Where are we going to go from here? But he also carries the third one right here. So he's technically holding the Three of Swords. Pain, depression, suffering. Cancer. Ugh. So following that energy, you do have the Four of Swords. So the need for rest, to literally come out of the Three of Swords energy, the pain, the depression, the suffering, something that just tore your heart apart, really gather your strength. And it comes in right under the Hangman. So it is similar energy, again, taking yourself away from the group, away from society. I don't know why hermit mode keeps coming to mind, but it is that. It's because of the spiritual healing with the Hangman, the illumination of new ideas. Yeah, there's like a double confirmation that it's not time for you to be... If whatever you're doing, whatever service you're providing, or whatever you're looking into to help other people, which is what I'm getting from this, you need to know your limits, because it's so important to still take time for you, to take time to rest and recuperate. Sorry. To recharge your battery, because whatever work you're doing, I think it is helping people, possibly more than you know. But yeah, this is almost a reminder of like, I want to say you're not in the clear, Cancer. Like, there's still important self-work for you to do on yourself. Can we get anything on this Four of Swords for Cancer, please? What is this Four of Swords about? The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're still in the process of learning. Pages are young, the freshman in college cards, and in this case it's Pentacles. This could be learning about how to heal your body. I'm also getting heal your soul. Pentacles can have to do with our health, with our bodies, also with our homes, with our career, with our finances. Again, that metaphor of the field regrowing, it's lush and abundant, right? But back when I was saying like the soil was toxic, there was a need to dig it up and start anew, start fresh. And so you're the page, it's not the ace, so you're a step above the ace of pentacles, but you're still the page. You're still learning the exact, I want to say the exact, what is the word? Like, I want to say alchemy. Like, what are the ingredients needed to make this fertile, the most fruitful, the most, do you know what I'm trying to say? How can we make this the best possible scenario that allows for growth, for abundance? And I do think it has to do with your health, Cancer. You've come out of something very dark and kind of tragic and difficult, even if it is losing someone you were married to potentially. You know, the Queen of Pentacles can definitely be, you know, the wife card. So whether it was a divorce, right, that could be, whatever your scenario was, somebody do want to say it's a person. It just feels like it is. It could be a job, but it feels like a person. If somebody exited your life, whether it was from their doing or the universe's doing or whatever, yeah, you're learning how to make the best of your situation, but it has to do with regrowth. Rebuilding with pentacles, but it's growth. And it has to do with you and your body. Like, this is almost your mind and there's little sprouts coming out, if that makes any sense. You're developing your mind in a way that you never have before, especially with the Magician. Something key here. But the Pages is very encouraging. You still have a lot of growth to do, but you've proven yourself on a certain level, also to yourself, that this is something worth pursuing. I feel like I'm completely losing my words with you guys in this video today. Sorry about that. That frequently happens to me. In my head, I know exactly what I want to say, but when I go to explain it to you, my words gone. So in your, and it would make sense at the bottom of your deck was the Lovers if this was a relationship that ended. Yeah. So in your future, you have the Fool card. Sometimes the card of Aquarius. I also see it as Aries. It's the beginning of a new, right? And it's the beginning of a new without any baggage, without any holdups. You're ready to jump off that cliff because you have faith in yourself that you'll land on your feet, you know? You don't need a lot of baggage. You just have that little, like, knapsack thing there. Somebody else just had this, too. It was Scorpio. You guys kind of have similarities in your reading. Anyway, White Rose speaks of innocence, purity. You're not being tainted by things that happened in the past. You're able to let go and start anew. And again, the idea of growing things. This White Rose, it's going to come out of the earth because you've done the work. You've loved yourself. That could be what this is too with Temperance. You've healed yourself enough to get back out there and go. And that makes sense because, you know, Hangman, Four of Swords, the resting, the recuperating, the not going out into society so much because you need to be alone with your thoughts and do some major thinking, right? Swords again. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Once you've really sat on this idea and done some thinking, there's something that now you're ready to go off and do something with this new knowledge that you've gained. This new power that you've come into, again, with these yellow cards. They're happy. The ideas have been illuminated to you. And Cancer, you're glowing. You have something to share with the world. And it's like you vibe so high, you naturally draw in people's eyes, their attention. That's what I was saying with this. That like stage metaphor of you coming into the spotlight. It might not literally be celebrity, but there's something about you when you walk out into the world after doing this interior work, Cancer. People notice you. It's like their eyes are just whoosh, like drawn to you. What can we get for this Fool? And I think there's a person specifically who's noticing you. What can we get for this Fool? The Page of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you light a fire Okay, two things. You light a fire under yourself after you've waited and done this thinking and the healing. And there's no rush to that, by the way. You're going to know when you're ready to go back out in the world and really plant that seed in new lands, right? Discovering new lands, traveling, potentially moving on to new people, new friendships, new places, whatever. You're the Page of Wands. You have a passion that you are sharing with the world. Again, it could be creativity if you're involved in the arts. And it could be communication. Wands can be communication as well. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And again, Page are younger, they're not the knight, they're not the king, they're not the queen. They're still learning. Yeah, but it's like you need to go out into the world and learn from your surroundings, but it's also that you need to teach people. Again, you should check out Scorpio's reading. There's a lot of parallels here. But what I'm getting with the Page is it's a fresh new start. Again, not carrying around that mental baggage, very similar with the Fool energy. You're able to go off and not be self-conscious that you don't know everything about this new career, about this new job, about this new endeavor. But you're okay with it because there's a fascination in the subject matter. The way a child, it's like when you demonstrate some cool science experiment, they're just like, oh my God, like they can't look away. You have that going for you, Cancer. That is how the world is viewing you. They're fascinated by you. But that is how you're viewing either this new opportunity, this new pentacle, this new wand that's come into your life. It's something you're going after, something tangible, and you're going to do something with it, and you have that childlike excitement. And it could be a new career with the Page of Wands, absolutely. But the Page of Wands is fun, you know? Fire. There's energy there. There's excitement to start anew, to chase after things that catch your eye. So who or what is catching your eye? The Emperor. So this could be a new boss. This could also be just a person in your life. It is more masculine energy. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It is the card of Aries. But yeah, it's like they see your fire. They see your torch that is burning so brightly. And it's like, I don't want to say you don't have a care in the world, but there is effervescence the right word? There's just something light and beautiful and dreamy and airy about this new endeavor that you're on. And this Emperor is, I want to say, a little bit suspicious of it, but fascinated. Like, he can't look away. He's watching you from his throne. I don't think he's quite taking action yet. This could also be your father, actually. Aries is the card of fatherhood. And yeah, when I say suspicious, you might be doing something new that is very opposite the way, if it is like your dad or some, I want to say masculine energy, it doesn't have to be, but someone who is maybe protective of you. It could be like a grandmother or a grandfather or just a friend who's very protective of you. They're all about order and control a little bit. And it's not that they're trying to control you, just to be very clear. But what you're doing is the completely opposite way of how they go about things. It completely, I want to say it like defies their, I want to be careful. You defy the laws of nature, in a sense. It's not that you're defying them because you're not reporting to them. This person doesn't have ownership of you, right, at all, and nobody should. But you're not, I'm using the term married, but you're not married to this Emperor in terms of you owe him something or you are working for him. It's not that relationship. Again, it could be a future boss. But yeah, excuse me, they're watching you, Cancer. And here's the thing. Because it's so opposite of everything they're used to about how they view life, about how one works, it might have to do with career, about how one goes about getting a steady job. There's skepticism, and the thing is, it's internal. They're not telling you. But they are watching you, and it is a little bit, here's the thing, they do a 180. Initially, they're skeptical and a little bit judgmental of like, you know, who does this Cancer think they are, think he is, think she is. Like, that's not how you do it. Like, there's no safety net here. You can't just jump off a cliff, Cancer. But you know you can. The Page of Wands in you is telling you you can, because your passion is burning bright enough where you're going to figure out how to make, again, the growth, how to make the garden bloom. So at first this Emperor is skeptical, but then I'm also getting there's a tinge of jealousy because you don't have any hookups or holdups. Is that the term? You don't have anything that's keeping you stuck from progressing into like a higher version of yourself. And this Emperor, in a sense, he's the Emperor. He's very respectable. He's worked hard all his life, but he's not in a position where he can just go walking off a cliff and change his life. He's settled into the empire that he's built, and it's come from order and rules and standards and regulations, and he reads all the fine details, that sort of thing. And there's something he admires about you, again, with it's Aries, fire energy. He sees your wand and he admires that. But there's almost like, I don't know if jealousy is the right word, of you make this person look back and wonder, what if? What if I had taken a risk on something that I felt really passionate about the way that Cancer's doing it now? That's what it is. Do we need to clarify this Emperor? Do we need to know anything else about this Emperor for Cancer? It is speaking of a father figure, Cancer, to me. Again, it can be a little different for all of you. It could be a boss or, again, a protector of you, someone who's looking out for your best interest. But I would just say be very careful who you take advice from, because if your heart is telling you to do something, obviously assess whatever risk is to you. Assess that on your own. But I just feel like there's no stopping you, Cancer. Your heart has decided what you want, and good for you. Do we need to know anything else about this Emperor? No, I don't know if we do. You're going to know who that Emperor is in your life. And this is all in the future, okay? So next we have the Knight of Pentacles. So steady forward movement towards your dream career, towards building the life of your dreams. Pentacles speak about building, about growth. You go from the Page to the Knight. So there's progress here. Whatever you're doing, whatever career or service or whatever this travel is, you've progressed to the next level. And there's pride here. It maybe wasn't easy, right? You've got some battle armor on. You've maybe learned some hard lessons. You may have gotten hurt along the way, clearly. But yeah, you've progressed. And now you're on this black horse. That black horse, it's like mysterious and dark and powerful. Like, no one's going to F with this black horse, right? Whatever that is. And it's carrying your seed. It's carrying your pentacle. It is the card of Virgo, if that means anything to you guys, but I think this is you. What can we get on this Knight of Pentacles? What is this Knight of Pentacles moving towards? What is this Knight of Pentacles moving towards? The Lovers. You had that twice. So when I first got this, I was sensing that it may have been something that was severed from the Tower, a love connection, be it family, friends, literally a lover, a partner, right? Now you're moving towards the Lovers again. Now, I love and hate this card, right? It's the Lovers, but there's 3 of them here, right? So sometimes it speaks to third-party situations when I'm doing a spread that is so heavy in the idea of love. And yours has been more about self-love, Cancer, as they have been recently for the Cancers. But here's the thing. This doesn't speak to third-party at all, because I don't think that this love is the same love that you were coming from. Just stick with me here. Because you're moving toward, because there's so much love for self, for what you're doing, for making your way into the world, for becoming this person who has like a mission. You're an earth angel, that sort of thing. You're meeting those on a similar path, on a similar journey, who are all about self-love and who've come from maybe really dark places in their path too, and had to do some healing, some nurturing. Yeah, you're headed towards people of a similar mindset. And the thing is, once you're with your people, when you find your people who are on this similar path, it's in that situation that I do think you are going to find some like romantic partnership. But there may be a lot of options and you don't know who to choose. In this card, Cancer, you're Cupid. You're like assessing the potential in the people around you, and you're deciding who you're going to shoot your arrow at. Again, more Sagittarian energy with the arrow. I don't know why that was speaking to me there. And Gemini as well with the Lovers. Absolutely. Gemini, Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sag, Aries, and Aquarius. I don't even know if we need to clarify anything else here. This video is already way too long. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, this was your Tower. This Ten of Swords is what you're, in your present energy, you're still not quite ready to release. You're getting there. You need to do the healing work, but yeah, this Ten of Swords is what needs to be released. It can be a literal death sometimes, not always, but whatever this is for you that's weighing heavily, the swords in your back that you're carrying around, Cancer, release them. You don't need them on this new journey that you're on, okay? So, for those of you who stuck with me for all 46 minutes, God bless you. Thank you so much. This message seemed really important, though, and I didn't want to skip over for the sake of time. I hate that. I hate when it's like, oh, I'm at 40 minutes. I got to, tune out, sign off. Because, yeah, the messages need to get to you. That's why I'm doing this. So, all right. We are in the season of Taurus, the bull. So it felt appropriate to use spirit animal oracle cards. Can we get one card to go with this reading for Cancer, please? What do we have for Cancer? Spirit, what oracle card can we give for Cancer on this? What goes along with this reading? Of course you had two. Of course you had two. Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Yeah. Jumping off this ledge is going to be scary. It involves a risk, but there's something worth pursuing. It's like Spirit is watching you like a hawk. You know who else is watching you like a hawk? This Emperor. This person might be a key player in your life. This is a significant person. And I don't know exactly why, but they're watching you on this journey and they may help you later down the road. How I was saying, they might be a naysayer at first, but something about you is going to change their mind, change their ideas. And like, it's very difficult to change the Emperor's mind, Cancer. So if you have that power, that's significant, okay? Spirit has your back. You are protected. You are being guided down this road. Then you also have Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted. So the idea of picking the bones clean, oddly enough, what I'm getting from that is like every single lesson that has been a chore to learn, to really understand and get everything out of it, it has been painful. It felt like something has been picking at your insides. It was a painful process, but again, it had to do with renewal. If you're metaphorically the soil, the garden, removing all that toxicity so that we can start fresh and build something new, grow something new and beautiful, that's what this is. Like, this wasn't for nothing. Nothing is wasted. This picking apart of you, Cancer, of changing the way your thoughts and your mind works, it wasn't for nothing. There was a reason why you had to like strip yourself down and start fresh and start anew. Because look at you, you're going to be wearing that crown. You had to completely, you had to completely be destroyed in some sense. And I'm sorry, because I know that sounds insensitive and I don't mean it to be. Something about your life needed extreme change and extreme makeover. Because otherwise, your gifts, whatever this is, would not have been shared with the world, and that would have been a waste of your talents and your efforts, Cancer. And nothing is wasted. It's a heavy message, but it's really important. So, yeah. Cancers, I'm wishing you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sending you huge hugs and kisses and love. I will catch you guys mid-month for some more videos. And other than that, please do like, share, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will catch you beautiful Cancers later. All right? Bye, guys.